Welcome back to We Are Austin, where it is Medicare Monday with Mackenzie. This is when we get insights on what Medicare benefits are available to people and maybe even more importantly, how to navigate those sometimes complicated systems. This morning, we're learning all about the Medicare benefits available to veterans. Love this topic. Mackenzie Anderson from Premier Medicare Solutions is here with U.S. Marine Corps veteran Adela Cochrum to tell us a little bit more. Great to see you both. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me on. It's good to see you again.
Well, it's great to see you. This is a great conversation, Adele. Thank you for your service. We're going to chat with you a little bit about this coming up. But Mackenzie, first tell us a little bit, how do you and Adela know each other and how are you working together?
So we go back to about 2016. I was working for a senior focused healthcare primary care group, and it was my job to get agents, who Adela is, and match them with different clinics and then help facilitate the growth for the clinics for their patients. And then we met each other then, and then I transitioned to being an agent myself and always looked to her as a mentor and asked a lot of questions. And then more recently, a couple of years ago, switched over. So we worked together, and she's been in the business for 20 plus years and has just a wealth of knowledge and is a really, really great partner.
I love that. It is great to hear about that connection, that story of the inspiration story, that origin story, your origin story.
But not a villain origin story.
Yeah, exactly. All superhero all the way. Adela, especially because you work with real life superheroes. You work with veterans that are underserved. Tell us a little bit more about that. How are they underserved and how are you working with them in the Medicare situation?
Well, we're actually located inside a veteran hub.
Nice.
So we see veterans on the daily. So one of the things that we do is a lot of education to help them understand that they do have benefits on the outside.
Yeah.
So they're able to come in and see us, talk to us, ask as many questions. We pair them up with the right plans and then help them navigate the whole system.
That is wonderful to hear. And I imagine, and because this is news to me, and as you have just said, sometimes veterans don't understand that they might have benefits that are coming to them via Medicare. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yes. Veterans are the only segment of the population that can have dual coverage.
Wow.
So that doesn't interfere with the benefits they've already acquired being a veteran, right? Whether they're TRICARE or VA or CHAMP VA, we're able to help them pair up with the right plans and help them mirror their doctors. So they're able to have two sets of eyes on their health care versus just depending on the VA system, so that they can get the care that they need when they need it.
Right. That's an excellent point there. It's great to have that safety net, as it were, for sure, for their coverage. And are you able to help their families out as well?
Absolutely. We are able to help. We service the entire community, right? But being that we're inside a veteran hub, we help their families as well, whether they need ACA, maybe a short-term plan, or maybe just getting them also into the right plan to help them with their Medicare. So we're able to help them all the way around.
I love that.
And ACA is the marketplace, or Obamacare.
Yeah, that is so great to hear. It must be, especially for you as a Marine Corps veteran yourself, it really has to be such full circle fulfilling work for you to be able to help out your fellow veterans in this way.
Absolutely, because as we see a lot of times, they don't even know where to start. They don't know that they have all these options available to them. So a lot of them will go untreated or will just self-pay for things that they don't need to, especially their families. Because maybe the veteran has benefits, but the family doesn't. So then they self-pay for stuff that they don't need to.
Well, I'm glad hopefully you out there listening now are understanding the benefits are out there and ready for you, and we can help you get connected in that way. And Mackenzie, you are able to have kind of in-depth, great conversations on your podcast, and there's a new episode coming up this Friday.
Yes, there is, and Adela is on it.
Oh, perfect.
So we go into more depth, more detail about how Medicare works with the VA, and like she said, the different types, if it's VA, CHAMP VA, or TRICARE for life. And so go into a little bit more detail there. And of course, if anybody has any questions about this, they can always reach out to me. And then Adela can be reached at her phone number, which is
512 351-7661.
You heard it here, and of course we'll make sure to link all of that on our web story as well. It's great to know, and that's going to be a great podcast, so don't miss it. That'll be dropping this Friday, right?
Yes, this Friday. Anywhere you get your podcasts.
That is perfect and really good information. And Mackenzie, we always like to let people know, in case this is their first time seeing Medicare Mondays with Mackenzie, how much does it cost for your services?
It doesn't cost anything. So we are not allowed to charge contractually with the carriers. We get paid by them. And so when you come to the office to speak to either myself or Adela, there is no cost at all. And so we really like that, especially when we're helping those vets and their families. Where costs, budget can be kind of tight, especially with the economy. That's something that we really, really pride ourselves on.
Absolutely. Removing those barriers for people to make sure they're getting all of the coverage that they need and, more importantly, are entitled to, especially.
And there are no stupid questions.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I completely agree. Well, this has been a good conversation. There always are. Thank you both for joining us, friends. Make sure you tune into that podcast this Friday and get in touch with Adela and Mackenzie to learn a little bit more about those Medicare benefits for veterans. Thank you both for your services. We appreciate it, and for your service to our country. Thank you so much, Adela. We appreciate it. We'll be right back after this.